In this lab, we will look at the unsupervised learning. The dataset, the source of the dataset is from Open Machine Learning. We are going to use the FoundMe dataset, the description of which can be found at https www.openml.org/d/1489. If I click on this takes me to our website. This is where you find the FoundMe dataset. The description of it is given. Okay. The original FoundMe dataset has 5,404 observations. For this lab, that dataset is downsized to 1,000 observations via a random subsampling. Read the local copy of the file into R. Let FoundMe equal read.csv bracket, the name of the file with the extension CSV, comma, strings has factors equal true. str of FoundMe gives the description of each of the columns. So it's of data frame, and it is 1,000 observations of 6 variables. V1 is numeric variable, V2 is numeric variable, V3 is numeric variable, V4 is numeric variable, V5 is numeric variable. And we have a class variable, and it is of type factor with 2 levels, nasal and oral. So nasal is given by 1 and oral is given by 2. In V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5 are numeric variables. Summary of FoundMe. So V1, V2, V3, so V4, V5, so we have minimum and maximum. We have median, first quartile and third quartile, and the mean. So we can see the mean is almost 0 for all of these variables. For the class, we have nasal class and we have oral class. Nasal class is 709 of them and oral class is 291. Then we calculate standard deviation for each column, ignoring not applicable values. SD bracket FoundMe at V1, comma, na.rm equal true, and that gives almost 1. SD of FoundMe at V2, comma, na.rm equal true, that gives almost 1. SD of FoundMe at V3, comma, na.rm equal true, that gives almost 1. SD of FoundMe at V4, comma, na.rm equal true, that gives almost 1. SD of FoundMe at V5, comma, na.rm equal true, that gives almost 1. The data set has 5 numeric predictors and 1 response variable class, which has 2 levels, nasal, that is nasal vowels, and oral is for oral vowels. The numerical variables are all standardized and followed with a rounding to 4 decimal places to have mean 0 and standard deviation 1. So from the summary of FoundMe, we can see that the mean is almost 0, and by manually calculating separately for each of the columns, we can see that the standard deviation is almost 1. In the following code, we attach the file. We attach FoundMe. So after attaching, I don't have to type FoundMe $V5. I just have to type V5. In the following code, we load the library needed to perform the task. We need library mclust mc mclust for finding the density, so we will use in other task. So visualization task 1. In the following code, we split the dataset into two classes. From the results, the majority set is nasal, consisting of 709 observations. Summary of class. So we table bracket class. We can just type class over here. We don't have to type found me at class. And by putting the surrounding with the brackets, that prints the result. So nasal is 709 and oral is 291. Then we find the majority class. To find the majority class, we pass the command names bracket which dot max bracket t, and we close the bracket and let it be equal to n, and that's nasal. In the following code, we reorder the data frame with the majority class fetched. Reorder the data set with the majority class fetched. Let R be equal to R bind found me square bracket which bracket found me at class equal n, comma, and we leave the blank space, close the square bracket, comma, found me square. Inside the square bracket we will have which, and then we will put the curved pair of brackets, and inside it we will have found me at class not equal to n, and then we'll put comma and then empty space, and that gives the fetched data rows will contain the class nasal, and the rest of the data rows will contain the class oral. So if I click on 100, you can see that the class is oral. So next we plot pairwise plot of original data. So pairs, in the pair of bracket we will have found me, and then we'll have the square brackets, and we'll put comma 1 to 5. So that contains the columns V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, comma color equal HCl dot colors, and bracket. There are two levels in the class column, so we'll put 2, comma temps. Temps will give the colors. So, and then we'll have the pair of square bracket, and we'll put found me at class, comma PCH equal continuous bracket 1, comma 3. So that's the size of the dots, and then we will have a square bracket found me at class, and that gives this. We can see that the pink dots are the red dots. Some of them are hidden, some of them are showing, and then that's the blue dots. So next we plot for the majority class. So nasal fetched, then for the minority class oral. So we want to plot majority class fetched, then we want to plot oral class. So pairs bracket. So RB is the data frame which has the reordered classes with the majority class nasal fetched. So RB square bracket, comma 1 to 5, comma colors equal HCl dot colors, and then bracket 2. So there are two levels in the class column, comma temps, and then we will have square bracket RB at class, comma PCH equal continuous bracket 1, comma 3, and then square bracket RB at class, and that gives, okay, so it has plotted the nasal the columns, the rows with the nasal in the class column first, that is shown by the green circles, and then it has on top of it, it has plotted the oral class data. So from this we can see that uh, yeah, so there is first is plotted the nasal class and then the oral class on top of it.